As always, I'm looking forward to the Indy 500. It's just my favorite race, everything about it. I've liked it since the first year I went there. I liked spending 3 weeks there, so for me, that's definitely my favorite. Well, liking and challenges are kind of a little bit opposite words because challenge means it's hard, means it's frustrating, but liking means you like it. So, that's a tough one to answer. I will say some characteristics of a track that make it challenging are when the track changes a lot. I mean, we go to street courses and even the permanent circuits, to be honest. And when the rubber gets laid down on the track, I mean, the times get faster and faster, and the characteristics of the car change a little bit, and you have to keep up with them. And so you don't want to change the car before you've met the speed that the track is allowing you to go, but yet you kind of get anxious. So when things change a lot, that makes it tough because every session's different. I guess when you conquer that, it's rewarding. For me, the best thing is there's a lot of best things, to be honest, but I love coming into the track for the first time and seeing the pagoda, and I love seeing the pagoda at night. I don't know what it is. I just love the blue light. I just love it all. It just has so much, there's just so much emotion in this track. You can just feel the history. So I like everything about it. I like going and running around the track in the morning, or walking out to pit lane underneath through Gasoline Alley. I just like everything about it. Well, one of the superhero powers I have possessed already in my GoDaddy commercial was the ability to like laser blow things up with my eyes and fly as well. So I was sort of a very talented superhero. But if I had to pick one that I'd want to have, I think it would be fly. I just think I love looking out the window of an airplane, and I think that, the bird's eye view is not only the prettiest, but it's the fastest. I actually really like talking to Alan Jr. Whenever I see him, I just feel like he's always so genuine, and he just has little tidbits of advice, but nothing overwhelming. It's not like a lecture from him. It's just, you know, something like when I at the Indy 500 a few years ago, I was talking to him and asking him for his advice, and he said use the first half of the race to get to the last half, meaning, push, figure out the car, make it better, and then, but you have to be there. So just little things that end up making sense in the end, but are just helpful along the way. Well, I think that something that the IndyCar series has always had is a lot of diversity in it. I guess I miss some, or now coming this year, a lot of the ovals that have left the series. It's tough to see the like Michigan and Homestead and Chicago and those places go. That it is. I like those tracks. They're great. But we did get Milwaukee back, so I'm glad about that. I think that's actually maybe one of the best races we put on in IndyCar, at least from my perspective and what I see and what's happening out there. There's a lot of passing going on. It's a good race to watch. So, but I mean, I guess it's the challenge of having them all. I probably like the ovals a little bit more just because they have a little more success on them. But when you get a road course right, it's a good feeling. Well, I mean, gosh, I mean, there's challenges every single weekend trying to make the car go fast, trying to get the most out of myself as well. Indy cars are such amazing machines. What they're capable of, you almost can't believe. They do things so well, and so getting the most out of yourself is. Well, let me just talk from experience. Getting the most out of myself is the best first step on the weekend, and once I do that, then work on the car. And so I've had to discipline myself over the last couple of years to try and do that more often. It's tough because you get anxious when you get out there, but it's important. I haven't really pulled that many pranks really. Although I did take my guys out to dinner in Indy last year, and when we got there for the 500, and one of them rode his bike there, and so I asked the restaurant if they could get me some wrenches, and I took the wheel off of his bike and I hit it, and the restaurant kept it totally cool. They were like, I don't know what happened to your bike, and sure enough, the guy who I took the bike wheel from came around my bus to search for the tire or me, and he saw it in my back seat. So secret wasn't safe with me. It was not safe in the back of my car. So I think it's a really great thing to have a bunch of new equipment, to be honest. I think it's going to keep everyone on their toes and help them find new limits and work harder, and it's going to shake the competition up. Some cars might be fast for a little while, and then somebody else will stumble onto something that helps the car, and they'll be fast then, and it's going to be changing about, and it's going to cause, I think there's going to be a lot of different winners then. There's going to be a lot of passing, and I think it's going to be really good for competition, as long as there really is a good mix of things and things don't end up kind of melding into this pot of more of the same. I was racing on my little local track, Sugar River Raceway, and I was third, and the cars in front of me came together and crashed, and I went by them, and I won the race, and I came across the start-finish line with my hands up in the air, and I got in so much trouble from my mom and dad from taking my hands off the wheel. And I'm like, what am I, am I getting a driving test right now? But they wanted me to keep both hands on the wheel. And yeah, but it was really good because it was the start of a whole lot of wins that year. I'd love to win a road course. I really, they're challenging. I have traditionally not done quite as well, but I think when things go well for me on a road course weekend, they're there, and anything can happen, especially with the strategy of road course races and track positions. So which one? I have a fondness for the wine country, so it'd be fun to win Sonoma. I don't know if wine would be very appetizing after a win, though.
Accelerate your IndyCar experience with IndyCar Mobile and get closer to the action than ever before. Download IndyCar Mobile today, only from Verizon.